Hi little peoples, welcome to 5th standard science online class. Today in this class, we will see the continuation of lesson 9, force and energy. In the previous class, we saw what is force and the effects of force. Today, we will see about the types of forces. There are different types of forces. Some of them are gravitational force, magnetic force, electrostatic force, mechanical force, Buoyant force and frictional force. So we will now see about these forces in detail. The first one is gravitational force or gravity. That is, gravitational force can also be called as gravity. So what is gravitational force? Gravitational force or gravity is the force that attracts objects to the center of the earth. For example, if we throw a ball up, it will come down after some time. This is because of gravity. Everything, including humans, are attracted towards this force. If there is no gravitational force, then we will not be standing on the earth. Instead, we will be floating like astronauts floating in a spaceship. So it is the earth's gravity that keeps us and all other objects on the ground. Okay. Next force is magnetic force or magnetism. You may be familiar with magnetic force. An example is a magnet. A magnet attracts metals towards itself. So the force with which a magnet attracts metal such as iron and nickel and other magnets are called magnetic force or magnetism. Magnets with same poles repel each other with the help of a magnetic force. Take two iron bars and bring them close towards each other. If the poles are opposite, they will attract, magnets will stick together. And if the poles are same, then they will repel each other. That is, both magnets will be pushed away from each other. So this force with which a magnet attracts metal are called magnetic force, or it can be called as magnetism. Next one is electrostatic force. Since ancient times, it is known that materials such as amber gets charged when rubbed with other materials and it attracts lighter objects. Another example is if you comb your hair with a comb. What is the meaning of comb? In Tamil, it is called cheepu. Okay. So when you comb your hair with a comb, then your comb gets charged. And when this charged comb is brought towards tiny pieces of paper, the paper gets attracted towards the comb. You can try this in your home. Likewise, when a balloon is rubbed against your hair, after some time you can see your hair will start raising. So this is also due to electrostatic force. So the force that a charged body, that is the comb in this case, exerts on another charged or uncharged body, that is the bits of paper, is called an electrostatic force. The force that a charged body exerts on another charged or uncharged body is called electrostatic force. Next one is the mechanical force. A mechanical force is observed when a pull or push comes in physical contact with an object. For example, when you open a door, you apply a pull. That force is called mechanical force. If your hand pushes the door and it apply a pull, that force is called mechanical force. If your hand pushes the door and it opens, then the push you are applying is a force which is also called as mechanical force. Mechanical force is also experienced by machines. It also produces mechanical force. Mechanical force can bend, break, or compress things. So, mechanical force is observed when it comes in physical contact with an object. Okay. So, the next one is buoyant force. When you drop something in a water, that object will either float or sink in water, isn't it? If it is heavy, for example stone, it will sink in water. If you put a rubber ball into water, it will float. So here the water exerts an upward force that pushes the ball up. This upward force is called buoyant force. So when an object is dropped in water, the water exerts a net upward force that pushes the object up. This upward force is called buoyant force. The buoyant force is equal to the weight of the water displaced by the object. If you fill a glass full of water and slowly immerse a stone inside the water, then some water will flow out of the glass, isn't it? The weight of the water which is displaced from the glass will be equal to the buoyant force exerted by the stone. Okay. This statement is called Archimedes' principle. This statement is called Archimedes' principle. So you will learn about this in your higher classes. And with this we can end this session. We will continue with frictional force in the next class. Students, don't forget to read the lesson. Okay, bye.